Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kira's playthrough of Skyrim. Okay, so I'm new to Skyrim. I realize it's a game from 2011 and it's been around for a long time. I know that the remastered version came out, or the special edition came out in 2017. I've heard a lot about this game. I know a lot of people have played it, but I'm mostly an MMORPG player, so I haven't really picked up on a game that I didn't realize how open world it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a linear follow a quest line sort of RPG, so I hadn't bothered with it. I'm an idiot. So I've recently picked this up because I've been sick and I can't actually do anything other than lay around in bed and play games. And MMORPGs require a lot more concentration than an RPG does because it's online and there's more things happening. And you can't just pause the game. So I've picked up Skyrim, and I haven't been able to look back for the last about 2 weeks almost. But this is going to be my first real playthrough of the game. I've done the beginning stuff a couple of times. I've explored a lot. I've gotten lost. I've done some really, really random quests. And but this is the first time I'm going to be playing the whole game through and do as much of it as I can. And I'm going to be recording it because as much as I would like to try to stream, I am on a laptop, and as I said, I am playing in bed, which makes having two screens a little bit difficult because laying down is the only thing that takes away my pain at the moment. So, yay. Um, so because I am in laying around playing in games all day in bed, just playing the game got a little bit boring, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos whilst I play the game, or at least listening to them. And I've kind of found that there wasn't a lot of female players that streamed Skyrim or did playthroughs of Skyrim that I could find anyway. And a lot of them wasn't very new player friendly. So there was a lot of questions I had when I started the game that I suppose you wouldn't have as much of if you are an Elder Scrolls player from the past. I am not. This is the first Elder Scrolls game I'm playing. Um, and so I'm going to basically do it from that sort of perspective. The lore is new to me. The game mechanics is still fairly new to me, even though I played the beginnings a little bit. Um, Pretty much everything about this game is new, fresh, and exciting. Having said all of that, I have heavily modded it, so this isn't a vanilla game, which you probably have noticed if you just looked at the character. So I've added a lot of the graphic mods and like texture stuff, which apparently makes everything look better, and it does. I can tell you that. It adds a lot more detail to the game. All of my cities have also been modded, so they're a little bit more expensive. Um, expansive, sorry, not expensive as in it's more to pay. But anyway, there's also some mods to add like better quest markers, immersive citizens, so the characters are more interesting, the NPCs anyway, they talk more, so there's relationship dialogue overall. I'm also using the Ordinator perk tree instead of the just the vanilla perk tree because we're going to be playing a mage character, and her name is Lorrelia, and she's a high elf because magic. So two best choices from what I've read and listened to is high elf and Breton. Breton comes with higher resists for all the magic and stuff. And high elf just comes with more magicka, so she starts off at 150 instead of 100. So that's like a pretty good, you know, start. She also has like a racial trait or power or something that lets her regenerate magic quicker for 60 seconds a day. Um, so this is basically like the introduction video as to what I'm doing, how I'm planning on doing it. So we are going to be a mage. We are going to be probably focusing mostly on the conjuration tree because we're going to be using a lot of minions and but not the undead ones, not like the skeletons and stuff, because that's just kind of a little bit fugly. And I like pretty. So we'll be doing a lot of the Etrinox and probably summoning a few Deidras, and probably using a bound weapon of some description, most likely a bow. She's going to be squishy. I can guarantee you that she's going to be so squishy. It's not going to be funny, and I am dreading this a little bit because I'm not like an amazing gamer or anything. I don't really like. I like to go for highest amount of DPS as possible, just so that they die quickly, so I don't get scared. And I did find that Skyrim Online is one of those games where a lot of things do pop out of nowhere, so you do get a little bit scared, and there's a bit of sneaking involved, and it's a very, very intense game from what I've noticed. So we're going to be mostly doing, I think, constant conjuration. We'll be doing a bit of alchemy because she's going to need pots to stay alive, um, and maybe a little restoration for some healing, um, and a lot of alteration because that's the tree that I think that gives you like perks for making her tougher to kill, and obviously some enchanting because you kind of need to make anything in this game, and maybe some smithing. So it's gonna be a long journey. Luckily, I have about 3 weeks off because I on annual leave as well as being sick, so there's not much else I could be doing rather than playing games. So, welcome. Um, so a bit of background. This is going to be an RPG playthrough, so there is going to be a story and a characterization. So even though I do want to do like 100% playthrough, there are some things that we just won't be doing because it's not in character for Lorrelia to be making those decisions. Lorrelia is a high elf. She is of noble descent. Not really high up in the hierarchy or anything, but she is from that sort of background where she believes that nobles have an obligation to the people. So she is probably going to be siding with the Empire because that's what she believes in, the Empire and the rule of the Emperor. So we won't be doing the Assassin's Guild, the Dark Hand, I think it's called, and or the Black Hand, and we also won't be doing the Thieves Guild because both of those things would go against her character. She will be doing the right things for the right reasons, and would go from that perspective. Um, so I also have another mod, if you haven't already noticed. We haven't started the game as we normally do, off to the gallows. We will be starting as with the Statue of Mara, um, and I will play the game mostly in first person perspective because this is just a new thing for me in this game. Like it's really different to be able to play first person rather than, third person as you do in most other games that I've played so far. So where if you use the alternate starts, you get a whole bunch of options. So Lorrelia is going to be starting at an inn. She's going to be starting at the Giant Inn, which is in Riverwood, because I do want to get the story sort of going as if like from the vanilla start almost, but a little bit different, with a little bit more freedom of movement, and the story just wouldn't fit with her going to the gallows. She is traveling though, and at the moment she's been traveling to gather some knowledge, and it's all about knowledge and gathering um, magical ability for Lorrelia, as well as fulfilling her obligations. So she will be trying to help as many people as she can. There won't be any stealing or lying, but she will loot like crazy because she's gonna need the money. She is here in Skyrim against her family's will. So there is a bit of that sort of background where she's trying to prove herself. She is trying to prove that despite being a girl and a high elf and very, very skinny because she's a mage character, um, and starting with not as much magical abilities as her kin usually does, that she can still be someone, she can still fulfill the obligations that she has as a noble. So, Lorelei is also only about 18, 19 years old, so she's fairly young. She's inexperienced in the world. So everything in Skyrim is going to be new to her, which is going to fit well because it's going to be new to me, though probably not new to most of you guys. And if it is new to you, then fantastic, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of the beginner sort of stuff. So as I said, the game is heavily modded. We will be using a mod follower called Inigo, because he seems like a really cool character, and I wanted to do a playthrough of the game with him in it. He also is pretty strong, so that would help, because I'm not, and I don't know what I'm doing. We are going to be playing on what's we call it, on adept difficulty, because you can start with from novice, which is like the easiest setting, to apprentice, which is a little bit more difficult, but not really. But we're going to be playing adept, because anything above adept, and all you're going to do is watch me die 1,000 times, because I don't know how to play. Um, so yeah, that's wish me the best, because this is not gonna be very easy for me. And this is my first playthrough with a mage character, or first playthrough at all. Most of the beginning stuff that I've done, or an exploration I've done it as a sort of a thief character. Um, but we won't be doing that. So I will put a list of all of my mods in the description. Um, I do have a whole bunch of mods for like immersive armors, because the vanilla armors are really, really ugly, and I do want to look at pretty things when I play a game. I mean, this is a game where you have like undead things rising and stuff, and I want to be distracted by something pretty and innocuous. Um, so there is also another one I'll be using. Divine Elegance. I think it's a shop. You can go and you can buy like pretty armors and stuff like that. We're also using wearable lanterns, because it's dark and scary in this game, and I don't want to be dark and scared. Um, so yes, there's a whole bunch of things I'm doing to take away the scary factor in this game. And which is why the melee is going to happen as far away from like the dead things as possible. So yeah. So as I said, this is my first playthrough, this is my first video, this is my first Let's Play, so it's not going to be professional, it's not going to be epically good. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. I am going to get lost, it's going to get confusing at times, and for all of those things, I am going to apologize, but hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully it's something you can leave on the background somewhere, and listen to, um, whilst you do something else. Maybe play Skyrim, because that's what I've been doing. And hopefully we'll have a pretty good time. So that's the introduction, and I will see you when we start our actual journey.